Hey guys, this is Vaughn, and this is the video that I've been meaning to do for weeks, but I've just not got round to it. A few months ago I did a video explaining what this channel was, and who I was, basically. And in case you haven't watched that, I'm Vaughn, and I live in Wales, in the UK, and I'm a witch. And I promised in my last video that this video was going to be about my beliefs in general, what I believe in, and what makes me a witch. Right, so to begin with, I will give you a bit about my past and how I got into witchcraft in general. A lot of people my age, 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, whatever, teenagers, that are interested in witchcraft are usually, most of those I've met anyway, they've all come into witchcraft after finding it in books or on the internet, or through people like friends and family that are interested in it. Whereas I'm a bit different. I wasn't raised pagan, but I wasn't raised in any other tradition or culture either. The only religion or faith I knew of for quite a few years was witchcraft and the belief in magic. And that's because my grandmother, although she wouldn't call herself a witch often, she would have fit into the category of what a witch is. I knew about Christianity from when I started school. It wasn't a choice of mine to learn about it. It was forced on me a little because of school. I didn't like it that much, and I didn't like the stories and things like that I read. I liked a few of the messages and stories in the Bible, but I didn't like the hatred that I read a lot of due to the religion. Now, the hatred in the religion of Christianity actually doesn't come from the religion itself. It comes from people who think they can play God and decide what's right or wrong. And I didn't like that, and this was when I was a really young child. And the things that called to me was nature, in general, magic, fairies, and just self-power, self-belief, and the world around me. That's what called to me more than anything, and when I was quite young, I was introduced to witchcraft. Witchcraft itself isn't a religion. No matter what anyone says, and this is coming from a witch who's been a witch for most of his life, it's not a religion. It's not even a way of life. Witchcraft is a craft, and nothing more. Witchcraft is the magic and the weaving of power that you use during rituals or during ceremonies. There are religions that follow witchcraft, and this is one that confuses me a lot, because a lot of people on YouTube will turn around and say that you can be a Wiccan without being a witch, and I can't see how that makes sense, but that's for another video. That's for when I do my little Wicca rant. I'm not Wiccan, but I am a witch. But I don't know any Wiccans who aren't witches, and those who are usually teenagers who aren't certain about what Wicca actually is. And Wicca, in itself, is the religion of witchcraft, and that's why I don't believe you can be Wiccan without being a witch. Because even following the beliefs of Wicca, if you read up what the actual beliefs of Wicca is, it is magic and witchcraft. So I don't get everything else in Wicca actually comes from different parts of paganism and different beliefs and religions which have been around for millions of years, whereas Wicca isn't even 100 years old yet, I don't think. No, it isn't. It isn't even 100 years old yet. And, yeah. I'll get into that soon, though, and I'll do another video about what Wicca really is, because it seems to confuse a lot of people. But anyway, I'm a witch, and I decided that when I was about 11 to actually label myself as a witch. I'm 17 right now, and I've been a witch all my life, and I can say that because I helped my nan a lot. We celebrate a lot of the festivals during the Wheel of the Year here in this country. Anyway, without being witches, a lot of us do anyway. But I followed them through the witch path as a kid. I never really knew Christmas as Christmas, I knew it as Yule. I never knew Easter as Easter, I knew it as Ostara. And when I started learning about Christmas and Easter and the Christian versions of them, I got really confused, because school was turning around and telling me that they were right, and then people in my family and in my life were telling me that they were right, and I didn't know who to turn to, so I just made my own mind up, and carried on following the pagan way of life. I call myself pagan because I live on the land. I live in farmlands and beaches. Literally, down that way is a beach, up that way are farms and fields and meadows. To my right this way is a forest, and that way in front of me right now is the mountains. I'm surrounded by nature, and I am a country dweller. And I believe in the importance of conserving nature and relying on nature for what we need. If, say, I have a cold, I barely ever take pills or medical type things. I will take natural remedies and foods that are proven now to help, whereas the pills that you take aren't 100% proven to work. Now, that's not what a pagan is in general. A pagan is, basically, by the dictionary definition, anyone who follows a religion that isn't Christianity, or isn't the mainstream religions. But there's also those of us who are pagan in belief of gods and deities and creatures of all sorts that don't follow religion, and I'm one of them. I don't follow a path or a tradition of any sort. I follow my own way of life. And see, this is another thing that confuses me about Wicca, because they say that that's what Wicca is, but it's not. Because if you are actually following Wicca, there are set rules and ways of living, because it is a set religion, and that's what people don't get. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's for another video. So those are my beliefs in general, why I'm a witch. And in general, I don't have a patron god or goddess. I don't work with a pantheon. I do use a lot of Welsh gods and goddesses, such as Ceridwen and Cernunnos. I use a lot of fae in general, fairies, which are the spirits of places and nature. I use a lot of... there's a river down the road from me which leads up to the beach. The river itself has a spirit, and I use her, the spirit of that river, a lot in my help, in witchcraft and in magic. And yeah, so in general I don't have a god or a goddess, but I do use spirits and energies and entities of places. I have a book, spell type book. I don't like the term Book of Shadows, because that was a Wiccan thing to use, I think. And so I call mine my Journal of Magic, because it's not secretive. I don't keep it away from people. If anyone wants to learn, I will bring out my Journal of Magic and help. I have about 3 journals at the minute, and a lot of people will look at me weirdly for saying that, but trust me, if you're into it as much as I am, and you study every single day of your life, you will fill a lot of books. And big, thick books too, not little notepads. This is actually my main one, and it's quite thick. And this is more of a journal than it is a book of shadows. But yeah, anyway. So, that's me, that's my belief, and I hope some of you can connect with that and maybe enjoy my videos. So yeah, post me a comment if there's anything you want to know that I didn't cover in this video, that I didn't say, and I'll see you again soon. My next video, I think, will be, in general, how to cast a spell, because I've seen a lot of videos which are very contradictory of a lot of other things, and yeah, anyway, how to cast a spell. So, I'll see you then. Bye.